Yes.
Hey, what's going on? It's me, Deja Vu. You know we always have your favorite celebs in the building, stopping by wherever they are. Amy, is it Dubois or is it Dubois Barnett?
It is Du Bois because W.E. Du Bois is my namesake.
Is he really? I was wondering. I was wondering if
Yes.
there was some kind of relation
Yes.
or anything to him.
I wish, but no, no. I just had extremely political parents, so W.B. Du Bois is my namesake.
I love it. I love it. Well, welcome to the show. I know you're out doing your press right now for your new book, If I Ruled the World. Talk to us all about it because I'm excited. I know it's a throwback into time when things were happening.
Oh my God, I'm so thrilled. This launch has been amazing so far. And so my novel, right,
Yeah.
is loosely based on my experience as an editor in chief. So I was editor in chief of Honey magazine.
I remember.
Ed-
Listen, do you
right?
understand? I go way back with Honey. I love Mitzi and all that girl. I was a ride or die,
Yes.
okay? And I've been following and
Missy is
tracking
my
your
girl.
career. You have a dynamic career and so much fodder to choose from. So, how long have you been working on this particular book?
Well, so I was editor in chief of Honey magazine and Ebony magazine and Teen People,
And
right, and
Harper's
deputy editor in chief of
Bazaar.
Harper's Bazaar, right. And so I started this novel when I was editor in chief of Teen People, right,
Really?
and it's yes, as I started a really long time ago, and then I finished it much later. But it's based in New York City,
Yeah.
right, in the late 1990s, early 2000s, right,
Hmm.
at the intersection of hip hop and magazines and fashion. You know what I mean? And so as we
And
both
the
know, that is the
parties
most
and all the
important.
life and everything that was just
Oh my God, it was
happening.
so much. It was so much. It was a fun time. And so all of that is in this book, right? It was like a sexy time and a glamorous time, but also beneath all that sexy glamour, there lurked a lot of danger. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it was a slightly perilous time to be a woman. And so I'm writing about that too in this book.
Yes. All right. So talk to us about because again, your career is storied. What was it like? And I wanted to see, even in the press release, it said something about Black women don't sell magazines and all of that. Is that something that you really heard while you were editor and chief and actually in the industry?
It was. I mean, everybody's going to think this book is about me. I just know it. I'm
I was
bracing
just
myself for
wondering.
everybody. I know everybody because I wrote about some gnarly stuff in here. This is a very sexy book.
And
So I
from
was like, oh
honey
my
to
God, everybody's going
sugar.
to. I know. But it's not my personal story. It's not. But I did take certain experiences that I had in real life and I appropriated for them for the book. And one of them was that somebody early in my career actually said to me when I was pitching a story on Black women, they were like, oh, Black girls don't sell magazines. And so I appropriated that for the book.
So what happens now? Okay, so you have this thing going, you're editor and you're doing things all around in the industry. What are some of the experiences you've learned and you can share with people who may be along that same path right now?
Well, I think that it's more important than ever to have a voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's more important than ever to document what's going on and to make sure that our perspective is known. So, I would definitely encourage everyone who has an opinion, has a perspective, and wants to have a voice to absolutely exercise their option to do so. I would just say that media, because it's such a troubled industry at the moment, that maybe we all figure out what are the platforms where we can have a voice, and that is one of the things that I write about in my book because my protagonist, we follow her on a journey where she is, trying to figure out where she stands in the industry and in the world and where she's
Yeah.
trying to find her own voice. And so that's something I would encourage everybody to do today.
Would you go back to editing? Have you thought about doing any of that?
No, because now I'm on another path. I mean, I've built a career on telling our stories. I have been supporting the Black community for lots of years, like Black women for lots of years.
Hmm.
And now I'm just a storyteller in a different way. This is a return back to my original dream when I got a master's in fine arts in my 20s. And now I'm, writing this book. I have a deal for a second novel. And I
Already?
don't know if you heard the news. I have a deal for a second novel and I have a development deal for the television adaptation of If I Ruled the World
I
with Lee
heard.
Daniels at Hulu. So I'm so excited about that.
That is going to be amazing. So people must really, the vibe and the energy around the book has to be huge right now if they've already decided, hey, let's option this and make it into a series. Is it going to be a series or a movie?
I'm hoping it's going to be a series.
Okay,
I'm hoping it's
nice.
going to be a series. I'm manifesting a series.
And don't
You
forget
know,
to
that's
have
what
the
we're
radio
developing.
aspect of it as well.
Oh, you already
Because
know.
you know the whole music
It has to be.
that has to be told. There's
The
so
radio
many.
was too important. It's too important to our culture, and it was critical at any point in time, but certainly in the time in which this book is set, it is
Absolutely.
it is critical. It is
What
critical.
were some of the first books you read that really made you want to lean into writing? Because I love books, but I'm not a writer per se. You know what I mean? I love to read, but and I've done a little bit of stuff, but like you seem like you are really full throttle into it. What was that first book or two that really got you?
I was a bookworm from a young age. So
Same.
I was one of those kids who was like under the covers with a flashlight, like reading way past her
Girl, can I go to the
bedtime. You know what I
library,
mean?
Ma?
Yeah, no, that was me. I was such a little bookworm geek for so many years. I don't even remember the first book that made me want to write, but it has just been forever. I've always loved writing into my soul. And like I mentioned, I got a master's in fine arts
Yeah.
in creative writing in my 20s and thought I was going to write novels forever. And then started down my career in media when I was the fashion and beauty editor of Essence magazine. And then from there, I just launched a 20-year career in magazines and in other forms of media that I'm
Yes, you've
incredibly
done
proud
all of
of.
the big
But
ones. Essence, Ebony, Harper's Bazaar. I mean, you've
I
done it
know
all. So I guess it's
BT, the Griot,
keep
Entertainment
it going, keep it going, keep it
Studios.
going.
I mean, it is. I'm so proud of my career, and I'm so honored to have been able to represent us across so many different brands for so many years. But now, I mean, the opportunity to have this book out there in the world for everybody to read it,
Hmm.
we'll just plug it a little bit, available wherever books are
Whatever
sold.
books are sold,
You know
get
what I
them.
mean?
Can we get it? Is the audio book available yet? Can we do it on Audible or any of those?
Yeah, we definitely can. So it's available in multiple formats,
Okay.
hardcover, which I, absolutely love, ebook, audiobook, wherever you buy books. This is the first week of the book being on sale. And, it's just incredibly important, to the success of a book to support it in week one. So I really appreciate you. But the
Absolutely.
opportunity now to tell our stories in a creative way is just huge for me.
So let me ask you, we have this one already and it's already, rolling out. How long will it take you to do the other one? Or do you think that you're going to wait for a little while before you even start? Have you pictured what she's doing next in her career and her life after this chapter?
It's not a series. So my next book has nothing to do with this book.
Oh, it's not.
It's like a,
Oh, so okay, so
yeah,
you
it's a
have the
completely different
deal
book.
to do another book, but it doesn't have to do with this one.
It's not this book. It's a
Got it. I
completely
thought this
different
was going to be
story.
like
I'm hoping
a
that
sequel.
my protagonist, Nikki Rosa, her story will live on in the television series at
Yes.
Hulu. But in terms of my next book, it's about a completely different woman.
Are you already working on it? How do you keep those things
I
going?
am. I am.
Good Lord. I would be so all over
I
the
don't know.
I would be so
Yeah.
all over the place. All right, so you
I
have
mean,
you have the books, you have the TV series. What do you do in your downtime outside of reading? What does fun look like for Amy?
well, I like to hang out with my fiance.
Yes, yes.
So that's nice. So I hang out with my fiance. I hang out with my son. I love my son. He's a sophomore in college. He's a music producer. So
Oh,
he's an amazing person. So I like to hang out with him. What I like to, I don't know, like chill out. I like to read. I like to work out. I like to take walks outside in nature. I like to
hmm,
go to restaurants. I mean, I like to do massages. I mean, I'm a work hard, play hard girl. So I
absolutely.
like to organize trips. I mean, that's just how I live my life. I mean, I work real hard, and then I enjoy myself whenever I can.
Well, we enjoy you coming through and talking to us about this. Next time you're in, I want to get you in the studio. I want to do a whole deep dive on Amy Dubois Barnett and your career and life and all of that good stuff. But we will definitely be picking up the book. If you're in a book club, make sure that If I Ruled the World is your selection. And any other insight you want to give us on the book, Amy?
Well, what I will say is that when I was writing the book, I could not have known that it was going to come out in the middle of everything that's we're we're learning about the music industry. I've been in about 5 documentaries on Puffy over the past year.
Uh-huh.
And so reckoning, all pun intended, that you're hearing about on in the news or seeing on TV, a lot of that was based, in or took place in the time in which this book was written. And I thought it was really important to write about this era from a woman's perspective, right? So you
Because
could
people
kind of
don't
understand what women
understand.
were
It
going.
was a very challenging era. It was a time to party, but I don't even think we had the voice to say certain things and do certain things back then. It was looked upon like, what? You were the outlier, I think, in my opinion, during that era.
That's it. That's exactly right. And so, I wrote this page turner of a book,
Come on.
and it's super fun. It's super glamorous. It's very sexy. She's going to a lot of relationships and all the things, but there's really serious themes about female empowerment and the price of ambition and,
Hmm.
how you find your voice. And also the fact that she's navigating industries where she's dealing with rampant misogyny and, sexual harassment, all of those things. So all of that is in this book.
That's gonna tell the story that really happened in real life, and even in some cases still happening. Did
Exactly.
I say that? But at any rate, thank you, Amy, for stopping by, girl. We can't wait to get into that book, and much success on the first week sales.
I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much for supporting.